Okay, we are recording now, so if you talk loud, you're gonna hear yourself on YouTube. That'll shut everybody up. Okay, pull up the TCTC. There, start there. Google. Okay, he's gonna log in. I don't know why we're doing this, because it takes how long? 6 or 8 days for y'all to do this? Don't take 5 minutes, but anyway, some of y'all. Go ahead, no sneezing in class. No coughing, no yawning. We actually had a teacher throw people out for yawning.
Really?
We are talking about teachers that don't have a life also. Yeah, 3 yawns and you got thrown out of class. Okay, now, go to your class, go to probability. Now, once you get your notebooks out, because there's something you need to know. I don't know if I sent this out or not. Now, if you look over here, My Labs Plus, it may do it on this computer, it may not. Hit My Labs Plus. You hit it once, you hit it twice. And it may do that forever.
Yes.
Okay? Look up here. Everybody make a note of that little red square up there. Not that one. One up top, right down, right there. Right click on it and hit load unsafe scripts. Now, you only have to do this when you initially go through Blackboard. After you go through Blackboard for the first time, why Tri-County Tech wants you to do that, I don't know. But after you go through Blackboard the first time, then you can go to the website and you don't have to do all this stuff. Okay?
I went straight to the website.
Huh?
I went straight to the
Well, good. That's good. That's what I tell everybody to do, but some don't. Anyway, and it should go, is that it? Oh, right click on it. You might have to do it twice. And always allow pop-ups. There's the second thing you have to do. And now it should do it. Right click again. Why is it not? Always done.
Hit
Why is it
refresh.
not? Hit refresh. There we go. Thank you. Usually it does it automatically. And there you go. He's logged on. How long did that take? Maybe a minute? That's all. I appreciate it. Now he's logged on. Now the reason I want to show everybody that is because we're going to talk about My Labs Plus today, and we're going to talk about, you know, how it works. Because I have no idea how many of you have had access to My Labs Plus or any type of online support system. Anybody? Okay, so I need to go through it. Because I've got, actually, my college algebra class is a lot of people right out of high school, so they've never seen it either. I thought y'all were doing stuff on Chromebooks and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just classwork.
Oh, it's just classwork, so you don't actually do any technology, you just do classwork. Okay. All right. So anyway, as you can see, all of the, I'm going to use yours right, well, no, I'm going to get out of it. Let me log out, because I don't want to do anything to mess your, where's the log out button? There it is. Okay, now I'm going to go into it. And y'all's class is right there. And of course, there's everything that you saw before. There's the Math 120 syllabus, there's the class courtesies, there's Hubert's info, there's the locator card, there's the YouTube and Skype, how to Skype in if you need to a class, academic calendar, forwarding TCTC email. Everything that we have gone over is right there. So therefore, you can't say you lost it, you deleted the email, I don't know, the dog ate all your handouts, whatever you want to use, you can't use that anymore because it stays here forever. Okay? Now, let's move down. Now, what I want everybody to do, there's 4 buttons, and I want you to write these buttons down and leave space so you can write down what they do. Okay? Now, some of them are pretty self-explanatory. Why? Because most of you use what? Common sense. Some of our students don't do that. I get emails. Where are the assignments? Well, you might want to look under assignments. Anyway, let's go to the first one. If you go down below forwarding email, you've got calendar, course home. That is the original MyLabs Plus. From there down is MyLabs Plus items. Calendar, which I don't use, but you can push on if you want to see what today is. I mean, I don't use it. But when I start putting assignments and due dates, you will see them pop up on the calendar. Okay? Course home, that's the announcements, like that. When I start putting assignments up, if you go to course home, you will see. That's not really the 4 buttons. The 4 buttons actually start with homework. Now, most of you probably know what homework is. That's where you find the homework. But you would be surprised. Let's say I teach 5 this semester. I'm teaching 6 classes. 6 times 30 is 180, right? I'll have at least 5 or 6 students email me and say, where do I go to do homework? Yes, sir.
Have you put any of these in? Like, have you put them like under this homework tab yet?
I think
Like,
so.
should I be able to see these?
Huh?
Like, should I be able to
If
see
you
that?
hit homework, yeah.
Okay, because it's saying internal server.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, y'all see I'm right there.
Yeah,
I don't know why it's doing that with y'all. It must be your Chromebook.
yeah, I guess it's doing that.
Chances are. Is anybody not using a Chromebook? Okay, can you get to the homework? Anybody else using not a Chromebook? Can you?
I'm using a Chromebook, but I see it.
Okay. It's just you. That means pretty much that you're probably going to fail at life. So just face up to it. Okay? All right, so just try to hit refresh or whatever. If not, just do it on another computer. You should be able to get to it. Okay, now in the homework, now this is where I want to, the homework is your first button that you need to write down and you need to put out. Here's where I do my homework. Okay, that's funny. All right, now I'm going to pick out a problem in chapter 3 because I'm not a definition person, so I'm not going to try to, and plus I want to show you the math portion anyway. So I'm going to pick out, I think 3.4 is where we start doing mean. I don't know. And here's the question. Let's see if it's got what I want on it. Let's see. Nope. I was hoping, let's see. Nope. Okay, there we go. There's a question right there. Okay. And it talks about blah, 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 mean weight, blah, 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 blah. Okay. This is a math question. All right, over here, we've got several things. So you need to put under homework, you need to put these buttons and then leave a little space to talk to what it is. Help me solve this. What is help me solve this? It's a guided tutorial. Write that down. Help me solve this equals a guided tutorial. Does anybody know what a guided tutorial is? You probably don't because you're students. Okay, only teachers would know what a guided tutorial is. Have you ever been to a tutor before and the tutor asked you 15,000 questions while you're doing a problem? Like, okay, 2x plus 4 is equal to 6. Now, what do we want to do? We want to solve the problem. We want to get the variable by itself. How do we do that? How do you get rid of a positive 4? I'm asking you questions as I go through the problem. Who would use help me solve this? Write this down. The person that would use help me solve this is a person that's never seen the material. Okay? So are you going to use it? Probably not, because most of you created probability and statistics. I'm sorry. Most of you have taken probability and statistics before in high school, or you're taking it now. I don't know. But the whole point is, I doubt very seriously, except for a couple of things that I'm going to show you, you've probably seen a lot of this before. I'd say probably 70% of the stuff I'm going to show you, you have seen before. Okay? So what are you going to use? Most of you are going to use view an example. View an example is just show me how to do it. Okay? So what does that mean? That's the tutor that goes 2x plus 4 is equal to 6. You need to get everything on one side. You need to get the x on one side. You need to get the numbers on one side. You minus 4 on both sides. You get 2x is equal to 2. Then you divide by 2 on both sides, and then you get x is equal to 1. You ever had that kind of tutor? Just show you how to do it? That's help me solve. View an example. So view an example You don't answer any questions. Help me solve this. It's going to go through and say it's asking you a question, and you got to answer it. But that's not the answer. That's just part of the answer. So that's, and then difference between that and help me then view an example. Just do it. You don't put anything in. Okay, so there's no input. 80% of you, 90% of you will use view an example. Okay? What about video? That's for you visual learners, mostly guys, because guys are visual learners. Okay? I don't need directions. Yeah. Just show me the picture. Yeah, that usually works out not good. Okay? But they do an example, and right now I don't know if it's playing or not. I guess it's not. Hit play, and it goes through. Okay, the sound is not on. I guess I don't have any speakers. We have speaker Nazis around here. I guess it's not on. Hold on a second. Okay, for some reason it's not playing. Somebody's disabled it probably. Yep. We have teachers that go around and turn all the computers down. No life. There you go. Okay. And a lot of you are saying, well, what the hell is the teacher for? Okay. This is not for you to use in the classroom. This is for you to use where? At home when you're doing your homework. Isn't that a great concept? It's only been around since 2001. Because that's when I started using it in my classrooms. And everybody thought I was crazy, okay? Here at Tri-County, everybody thought I was crazy. I had students putting in discs. I had 2 or 3 computers in the classroom, and I had 2 or 3 groups, and they would be using the disc, and they would be, and I would be putting stuff on the board. This was a long time ago, all right? It's for you to use when you get stumped on a question. You ever got stumped on a math question? You just sit there and, well, I'll just ask the teacher tomorrow and I'll do the other half of my homework. You ever done that before? Well, that's what these are for. These are to get you over the hump. All right? Textbook. That's for you readers. That's for people that like to read. It takes you directly to the textbook. So you don't have to fumble around, get your textbook out of the book bag. Find the page, go to the index, find wherever, go to the table of contents. It just takes you directly to that problem on page, or where it's introduced on page 147. Okay? So the textbook is self-explanatory. I'm going to tell you how to print out the textbook when we get to chapter contents. That's another button that's important. Okay? Print. You can print this question or you can print the whole homework assignment. Now, this is very important that you write this down. You have to be careful when you print out the whole assignment because you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't, if you want to do it by pencil and paper, print out the whole assignment and forget about going back in until you get the answers because these things algorithmically generate. So if you go in, you print out the homework, and your first problem is 2x plus 4 is equal to 6, and you go in and play with the homework and do number 1 2 or 3 times, it's not going to be 2x plus 4 is equal to 6 anymore. It's going to algorithmically regenerate, and it's going to be 3x minus 1 is equal to 7. So you can throw all these away or use them for extra problems. So if you do print out, if you want to do it the conventional way and print out the assignment and do it on pencil and paper and then type in the answers, that's fine, but don't do both. You see what I'm saying? Don't go in and do both. Don't print it out and then go in and play with that same homework because you're never going to get it to match up. Okay? That's printing out. Now, the most important question is this one, or the most important button is this one. It's called Ask My Instructor. This is what dictates how fast we move in the class. Okay? Let's say that you've tried all these and you say, I don't know how to do it. I still don't know how to do it. I don't understand it. I type in the right answer and it says it's wrong. I did this. I drew this line and it's the same line, but it says it's wrong. What the heck does this, you're at a loss. Then you hit Ask My Instructor, and you don't even have to type in a message, but you just type in whatever. And I do that for a reason. I do the jumbled up letters for a reason, to show you that I'm sending it to myself right quick. All right? Hit send. Now, something is wrong with Math Excel. I mean, my Math Labs, it never does this, okay? They put a note on my Labs Plus yesterday, that said they are experiencing some problems, so they're trying to fix it. This never happens. This is the first semester that it takes 2 or 3 hours for me to get an email, okay? They will fix it, but I don't know when it's going to happen. I hit send and it's just sitting there. But eventually it will come to my email. What does that mean? Well, let me go to my handy dandy ETC and type in, and this is what I do every class. Oops, I typed in the wrong password. And if you look at my email, the way my email is set up, really, Mayberry Technical College. One day, maybe 2050, when everybody's using email to get feedback from their classes, maybe they'll cut this out and you won't have to log in 15 times. Anyway, if you look over here, I got a folder, and it's called Math 120. Now, what eventually will happen is that will hit my email, and it'll go directly to that 120 folder. That's one y'all. We got 2 more. All right, 120. It'll go right to the 120 folder, and the next day in class, I'll pull up the 120, and then I'll pull up the questions, and that's what we'll do the first 5, 10, 15 minutes of class. So that's one reason I don't have a lot of office hours. My office hours are where? In the classroom. But the squeaky door gets what? The squeaky door gets what? Say it again.
The oil?
Exactly. It gets the grease. I don't say OIL, because there's always some smart ass in the group that says, oh, you didn't pronounce it correctly. So I just say OIL or grease. Anyway, the whole point, I don't pronounce OIL, FOIL, COIL. I don't pronounce any of those words. Anyway, the whole point is, if you don't send the questions, I don't know whether you got it or not. So who dictates how fast we go? The students. That's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? Okay, the squeaky door gets the grease, or the OIL. Right now you're pronouncing OIL in your head to see how you pronounce it. Anyway, make a long story short, send me questions, and it's not showed up yet because, let me see if I can go into Math 120 and find, there's one right there from last semester. Here's one. And there's the question. This person said this question is evil, okay? And I click on it right here, and it takes me directly to that question. I don't have to go find it. I don't have to ask you what number it is. I don't say what page it's on. It takes me directly to the question. Isn't that neat? Yeah, that's neat, Hubert. Thank you, class. Okay, so that's it. Any questions on homework? Now, I'll get to the due dates. I'll get to that in just a minute. Any questions as far as the mechanics of how the homework works? Okay? Now, for those of you who think you're a failure, okay, you can do the homework 3 times. I mean, you can do each question 3 times. You got 3 chances. Then it will regenerate. If you get it wrong all 3 times, it'll regenerate and give you another problem. If you get it right, it'll give you a check and send you to the next problem. Capiche? So basically, you do it until you get it what? Right. Everybody should turn in what on their homework? 100. Do they?
No.
Hell to the no. I get 27s. I get 23s. But they don't understand why they can't pass math. Okay, so any questions on the homework as far as the logistics of the homework? Okay, now we're going to talk about the next thing. What if homework is homework? What is quizzes and tests? It's a miracle. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what my test looks like. Now, am I stupid enough to pull up a test and give you all the exact same test? That's 2. No, I'm not that stupid. Okay, so what I do is I just give y'all a look at it and show you how I do it. Now, it helps you because you see how I put my test together, okay? So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna go, no, that's not right. That's not, you're not polycom class. There you are. And I'm gonna go to assignments. Everything else works okay. It's just not sending me email. It's not doing the emails right. I texted them yesterday.
Is that why we can't see nothing? What's going on?
Might be. I don't know, but some of y'all can see and some of you can't. So I don't know what's up with that.
Oh, I couldn't see,
Uh-huh.
but then it just fixed itself.
Okay. Except for you. So we all know why. Create, import. Next. Let's see, what was last semester? Summer? Unit 1 test. Now this is last semester, so there's some dates on there that you're going to see. There's a little bit. Okay, there we go. Preview. No, I better go in and show you what it does because we talk about that too. Now, when you go into testing, just like when you go into homework, guess what it's going to tell you? It's going to tell you several things. Look what that tells you. Due. What does that mean? It's when it's due. So some of you hammies, soon as I pull up the test in class, and that's what I do, I pull it up in class. When we get to 3.5 or 3.6, you look at your outline. When we get through with that last section, I'm going to pull this test up. Now, it may be during class. It may be in the next class. But I'm going to pull up the test before I assign it. So, therefore, you can see it in class and say, okay, the test is due. Or you can see it in the YouTube videos. Either way, you can't use the excuse, oh, I didn't know the test was due. Okay? Another excuse taken care of. You have 7 days to take the test. Everybody with me? You have 3 chances. You take the highest of the 3. How many excuses am I taking care of here? Taking care of the 5-day funerals, the 6 dead grandmothers, the 4 flat tires, taking care of all of that. Well, lightning struck my house while I was taking the first attempt. Well, you got 2 more attempts. That's why I give you 3 attempts, because y'all find a way to screw that up. So I give you 3 attempts. Now, write it down. 3 attempts, the highest of the 3. So don't send me an email that says, if I made a 98 on the first attempt, do I need to take it 2 more times? Do you? Well, what do you get if you don't take it 2 more times? What do you get on those 2 grades? Zeros. What's the highest grade of 98? 0 and 0. So, don't ask me that question. Oh. Look what else it gives you. What is that? Time limit. So you don't ask me what? How much time do we have? I have no idea. This one's got 4 attempts. I give you 4 attempts on the first one just because I'm a nice guy. And it's going to give you your grade book score there when you finish. And if it doesn't give it to you then, I'm going to have to go through and preview it because I didn't set the dates. So let me just go through and preview it. It also gives you another screen that asks you, are you sure you want to start this test? Are you sure? And then it says the due date, it says the time limit, it says which attempt. So it tells you twice the same information. Now, a lot of people say, well, golly, I'll just cheat my way. Go ahead. People are going to find a way to kill. People are going to find a way to steal. People are going to find a way to cheat. There's no stopping it. Okay? That's why you've got 10% crazy loons out there that do all 3. Now, a lot of people say, well, if you cheated, he's going to make it through the class. Yeah. But eventually, guess what? When you get in the real world and you try that cheating, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get fired. Fired. Okay? So eventually, and you know who the people I'm talking about. You ever been in a physics lab or a chemistry lab, and you got Billy Bob over here that doesn't do anything, and the other three people are doing all the work? Billy Bob's going to end up being on live PD one day, or he's going to end up in jail, or he's going to end up fired. One of the three. Is that your responsibility to worry about it? You only worry about your red wagon, okay? All right, 10%, they're going to do it. I'm not worried about it. I can't stop it. So I'm not worried about it. If you want to be one of those people that's going to live PD, go ahead. I don't care. All right, so let's go down to the test and preview. If you haven't watched live PD, you need to, because you might see your classmates on it one day, especially the DAs. Your first question. Let's see if you can answer it. 10% or half of your bonus questions come from your syllabus and handouts. Half of your bonus questions come from DA questions that students ask me after the semester's over. This is one. Why do I not entertain? This person came up to me and asked me, can you give me 2 points on my grade? I looked at him like, no. Why? Because I give you what? I give you extra points for 10 or 12 of these questions, and then I give you what? You drop 2 grades on each unit test. In this case, 3, because I give you 4 attempts. Isn't that extra points? Extra chances? I give you 7 days to take the test. Isn't that nice? I'm giving you no reason to fail. The only people that fail my class, really, and I don't want everybody to listen to this, the only people that fail my class with less than a 60 is people that are lazy and non-sentient. Because I give you every what? Chance, and I take away all your what? Excuses. So which one is that? A. I will take C. I will take that. But A is the correct answer. Next question. Now, this is probably going to bunch it up. It's going to bunch it up. I'm sorry. It's not supposed to bunch it up. It's supposed to give you 1 math, 1, but it doesn't all the time. Which branch? Well, it's the only one that's got United States in front of it. If you put Army, I will fail you. You will not have a chance to pass. Next question. Okay, there's a math question. This is the #1 most missed question on my bonus questions. Believe it or not, people miss this question. What's the only possible answer? Why did you say A? Why didn't you say D? Because D don't equal 100%, DA. When does the homework terminate? Toward the end of the material when Hubert sets the date in MyLabs Plus. So for all you hammies, when you see the homework, you're going to see the left side and it's going to say due date and there's nothing's going to be there. Well, I will set the date on the test the day I preview the test in class. And after I set the date for the test, I will set the date for the what? I usually set the date of the homework the next class period after the test starts. Write that down. I usually set the termination date or the end date or the due date for the homework the class period after I start the test. Why do I do it the class period after I start the test? To give you 1 more day to send in what? Questions. See, I take every excuse I take away from you. Oh, well, I turned in the homework and the due date with the homework, and that's why I missed that question on the test. Nope. You have 3 days. You have the next day to do all the homework and send in any questions. So I take that excuse away from you. Math question. Math question. Math question. Math question. In your grade book, this is the one that sends me the text. I get one every semester. The last week of, or the after the finals, after you've taken your final, and we have to turn in grades, I usually get one, and it'll be an email or a text, and it'll say, where do I find out what I made? Okay, let me ask y'all a question. I do all my homework in My Labs Plus. I do all my tests in My Labs Plus. I do my final exam in My Labs Plus. So where do you think you're going to find your grade? In My Labs Plus. Last semester I had one said, I can't find my grades in Blackboard. Did I reply? Hell to the no. So where do you find your in grade book, and what do you think you hit in grade book to find at the end of the semester when you've turned in all your assignments? What button do you think you hit in grade book to find your grade? Overall grade. All of these questions, except for the handout, and come from students at the end of the semester. Math question. Second most missed bonus question. I have no explanation why people miss this question. If somebody could explain to me how you missed this question, I'll give you an extra point, okay? But I can't figure it out.
I think they do it on purpose
For the what?
for the game.
Oh,
Why would you miss a question on purpose?
Tickles them just right, I guess.
You're really correct. There are some people out there that are, can't spell mom backwards and a little bit shy of cornbread bacon, There are. Which one is it? Charlie. Okay, now this one is last semester, so it's different. But what will it say, because you know your academic calendar, when is the week of finals? December 4th through the 10th, isn't it? I'll change that before the test. What should a student do? Oh, this is priceless, okay? This student was a dual enrollment student. It was Math 120. It was 3 semesters ago. And she decided to tell me that she had to go on a cruise. These people, I ain't kidding you. You have to go on a cruise. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I have to go on a cruise. I had to go on a cruise. Notice she said, I had. So when did she tell me she had to go on a cruise? After the fact. So what does after the fact do to a teacher? It pisses them off, okay, even more. Okay, let me ask you, I asked you this question, Starbucks. I asked you this question the other day. All right, who else got a job in here? Okay, we got some winners in here. No, I'm just kidding. All right, where do you work?
Rains on Main.
Huh?
Rains on
Oh
Main.
my God, okay. Rains on Main. Everybody has to go to Rains on Main. You have to go to Rains on Main. Anyway, what happens if you don't call in to work and you go on a vacation?
Fire.
Again, what do you do if you are going to be out of town? If you're going to miss a test, what do? You call me before the fact. You don't call me 2 weeks after grade turn-in and try to use an excuse as dumb as that. Because guess what? It's not going to work. And you can tell your helicopter parents, it's not going to work. Because again, how many days did I give you to take the test? 7 days. I give you 3 chances to take the test. There is no parent that's going to take up for you when I tell them that. And I tell them, of course, if they come before me, you can take it early or you can take it when you get back. And that's usually what I tell them. Okay? And that goes for y'all too. I will let you take it early or I will let you take it when you get back. All I got to do is go into student settings and set your date for July 7th to July 14th. Piece of cake. All she had to do was communicate. And she didn't. So she got a 0, and instead of getting an A, she got I think she would have got a B. She got a C. And here comes Helicopter Mom. Helicopter Mom doesn't come to me. Goes to my department head. My department head said, He gives them a week to take the test. He's got 3 chances, and the mom goes, "Oh, okay." Student forgot to tell mom that. So it's not going to work. All right, which one is it? D is in Delta. You can say B. I will take B, because whenever things don't go your way, you blame it on the Russians or you blame it on somebody else. Does Hubert replace your lowest test grade with your final exam? This was Deadhead. Deadhead sit over there. He called a week after grade turned in. Oh, this is the way he talked. I thought that you replaced the lowest grade. It was on the test with the final. I just was quiet. I didn't know what to say. I said, "Bring me your test." "Okay. How do I bring you my test?" I said, "You figure it out." Click. I knew who it was when he, waste. Anyway, I ain't got no use for deadheads. End up on live PD doing their drugs while they're driving and then running the back of a police car. Then wonder why they get tased. I love seeing drunk people get tased. I love seeing dumbasses get tased even more. If you ever gone to YouTube, go to YouTube, pull up drunk people getting tased. I love it. Oh, and then there was the guy, y'all saw it on Facebook. I saw it on Facebook the other day. The guy that walks into a police station with a 7-inch, 12-inch long knife. What the hell do you think is going to happen to you if you walk into a police station with a Bowie knife? They tased his ass. He fell backwards and hit his head up. I love it. All right. Does Hubert replace your lowest? No. No way, no how. You get 4 tests. This question is on every test. By the end of the semester, you had this question 4 times. Helicopter mom called my boss. No, she emailed me. And I emailed her and carbon copied my boss. So my boss would be ready, because that's the first thing they do. When they don't get what they want, they go. And I said, the student had this question 4 times, and I put the question, I've copied and pasted the question on this test 4 times before the end of the semester. And no reply. Never did hear from her again. I guess he forgot to tell her that. Oh, he never did. He never did bring me the test because he probably couldn't figure out how to turn the computer on. Idiot. If you have incomplete assignments and Hubert puts a 0, oh, this is priceless. This was the student. Oh, this was cute little girl. The cute little girl. Oh, she was so cute. Whatever. I didn't know that you get a 0 for an incomplete grade. Really? Well, what do you get? A biscuit? What do you get? Does everybody stand up and have a parade if you don't turn in a test grade? Or do you get a trophy? Everybody gets a trophy. Do you really think that I believe some of the stuff that y'all tell me? I didn't know that. I didn't turn that test in because this, and this. I didn't know that you got a 0. Somebody actually told me that schools now don't give 0s.
They don't.
Yeah, everybody gets a trophy.
Then lowest grade in your grade book you can get.
Yeah, and then they wonder why Japan and China's kicking our ass. Then they wonder. If you look at your overall grade one day, this is the same chick. If you look at your overall grade one day, and it has decreased from several days ago, what has happened? I will take B. I will take that. A 0 has been placed for a missed assignment. Math, probably. Yep, math. If a student does not complete a homework assignment or test, what grade will be recorded for that assignment? I will take a snowflake. Last day of class for this semester is what? December 3rd. Oh, this is the student that I'm offended. I said, why are you offended? Well, one of your questions on the test was sacrilegious.
What?
Yeah. One of your tests, I said, what do you mean sacrilegious? She said, you were making fun of Armageddon. I said, have you ever heard of Arnold Schwarzenegger? Yes. I said, what was the name of his movie? Terminator. I said, the next one, Judgment Day. And she went, Judgment Day. Oh, and this is another question. I had one woman come up to me and she said, I'm offended. I said, why are you offended? And that's the way I asked you. Why are you offended? Well, my brother-in-law's sister's cousin's aunt, who had a grandson that was a stepchild to my brother, that died in 9/11. I said, well, I'm sorry. Well, you're making fun of 9/11. No, I'm going to put 9/11 on every one of my tests from now until the day I die. Okay? Because I don't want people to forget about it. All right? I said, this is my exact, after I said that, I said, what do you feel about December 7th, 1941? This is no lie. You know what she said? What's that? Consider the source. If you take several forms of a test in Hubert's class, how is it counted? I just told you. Takes the what? Takes the highest of the grade. Student will ask me at the end of the semester, usually in class, will you take the highest of the grade or will you average them together? I have no idea. Math. If you miss a question on a test and you believe it is correct, this is important. This is a challenge question. Mr. Smith put 0.5. The MyLabs Plus marked it wrong and put 1/2. But the directions does not specify how to write. Now make sure the directions do not specify. If the directions specify, you can't read what? Directions, I can't give you the credit for it. But there are some cases, and I usually favor in favor of the student. How do you do it? I like C. You send several emails to Hubert with the last one saying, hello, delete. I usually delete it by then. Which one is it? D, as in Delta, scream and throw a temper tantrum. How about Bravo?
What is C? What is C?
C is send several emails to Hubert with the last one saying
No, I'm
hello.
talking about like Bravo, Delta, and C.
Charlie. Y'all don't know what that's called? That's called the.
I know, but I didn't remember what it was.
It's called the NATO alphabet. Yeah. Everybody should know it, but it's more important to learn how to change history. All right. Next, that's it. Y'all didn't see the 9/11 or the. Yeah, you did. I guess you did. Anyway, that's it. So even if you're non-sentient and you have no idea, I want everybody to look at this now. Everybody look at the board right now, not your calculator. Even if you don't have any inkling about the math, you can still make a what? You can still make a 60 on my test. Now that's going to change. Sometimes you might just be able to make a 40. Sometimes you may be able to make a 30. Sometimes you may be able to make a 60. 50 and 60 is usually where I cut it off. Okay? Now, like I said, if you ever meet somebody that has failed my class, you need to back away from that person slowly because something bad is going to rub off on you. All right, any questions? Now, if you need to review the test, how do you review? Write this down. To review homework and tests, you do that through Gradebook. Gradebook. Yes, that's the fourth one. Gradebook. What do you think Gradebook is for? To check your grades. Gradebook. Check your grades and review test or homework. Now everybody look at the board right there. There's what it looks like. And look at that button right there. What does that button say? Hide overall grade or what? And there's your grade right there. Here's your 20% is homework. 80% is what? Test. Show calculation. There it is. Now what else can you do besides look over this? You can what? Review your test or homework. I don't know why I don't have my test in there. I just took it. Oh, because I hadn't assigned it. That's why. I just went through and previewed it. Okay? And look at there. It tells you which ones you missed. And that's self-explanatory. And you can go in and look at it. I missed that question. Continue. You got 4 minutes to, I don't know what that is, but anyway. You have no action to, do you want to continue? Yes, continue. Something's going on with them. Anyway, there it is. There's the problem you missed. Okay? So, homework is the first button. Test and quizzes is the second button. Grade book is the third button. What's the fourth button? The fourth button is chapter contents. Chapter contents, you go through and find the chapter and section. I'm going to pull up 3.1. Okay, what do you think video presentation is? A video about 3.1. So you can look at that. E-text. Anywhere that says e-text, that's where you go to print out your book. E-text, you can print out your book page by page. Usually each section is 10 pages long. You can bring, here's where you hit the button up here and print page. Here's the question, what do I bring to class? I don't care. You can bring an old book, you can bring a used book, you can share a book, you can print out your book and bring it in a notebook. I don't care. You can just come with notebook, paper, and pencils and calculator. I don't care. You can bring your laptop. Now, please don't abuse this. I'm treating you like adults. The first time I walk around the room and you're pulling up something goofy on your computer and I see it, it's going to end it for everybody, especially on the back row. Because I found the back row, not in this class, but all back row, that's where everybody tries to get off doing something. Okay? So don't do it. Because you're going to what for everybody? You're going to mess it up for everybody. And if you want to go out and lobby and go out, knock yourself out, I'll still give you attendance. If you can't, if your attention span is that low, then I suggest you come in, I give you attendance, and you go out in the lobby and do whatever you want to. Same thing with being at home, creating a cure for cancer. Okay? All right. So that's that. That's how you get your book. What is study plan? Study plan, and write this down for those of you that do the extra work. Okay? That is extra problems, not for credit. Extra problems, not for credit. That's just like you go into another book and doing problems out of another book, or making up your own problems and doing them, for extra practice. That's what that is. And if you look, you'll probably have more problems. Thought I hit it. There we go. And it'll look just like the homework, only it's not going to hurt you. All it's going to do is help you, not grade-wise, but it's going to help you as far as practice. Still has this. You can still send it to me. If you have a question on it, you can still send it to me. And the same thing with e-text. If you go down and look at the button under chapter contents, you got e-text. Okay? All right, who's got questions about MyLab Plus? Huh? Evidently something's on your computer that's quirky.
But I'm gonna go try.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm gonna try IT.
Please do, because if they're going to send students to, college, they need to fix the computers to where you can
Don't forget it.
I'm not gonna say anything. But right now, let's make fun of people who hadn't started on My Labs Plus. Yep. So far, 14 out of 26. So that leaves 12 losers, right? 12 losers have got dead grandmothers and fogged up tires and let's see, what else? What other excuses are there? My computer blew up. Yeah, that is, okay, my dog ate my computer. So make sure you get on because Tuesday, we're starting chapter 1, okay, and 2. Because we're going to go through 1 and 2 quick because it's reading. So make sure you go through your book, read it, or just wait and I'll pick out the stuff in class and you can write it in your notebook or highlight it with your book or your printed book or whatever. So right now, Bowman, Burris, Carty, Chandler, Devlin, Donald, Fetters, Hudson, Leduc, Link, McGregor, Murray, Simpson, and Williamson. Y'all are winners. The rest of y'all suck. Okay?
Well, my name ain't on there.
Huh?
I made mine was
Mine not easy.
Well, let me refresh it.
I was about to say, I just went up there to do it with you.
Well, like I said, they're running behind. See, I only got 14. Okay, the people that are on it, you winners too. The rest of y'all suck. All right. Who's got questions? So think of a question. If you got it, holler. I'm going to go to the website or go to this thing and pull up. Now I'm going to take the roll, but that doesn't mean you go into rude mode, okay? What is rude mode? That you start getting up and I ain't told anybody to leave yet. Oh, really? Tri-County Tech, Mayberry. Attendance.
Is
I
there
don't
an
know.
able for you? Are you under what's his name account?
I may be.
No, you're not. It's your room.
Yeah, but I got 15 things open. Just hold on. Let me just go through and get out of everything. It's the damn Russians is what it is.
Hey, what? It won't work. That's the only way I do it on anything.
We did. Yes. No.
There we go. I had to go through and clear everything. So, all right, let's see who's here. Today is Thursday. Okay, Ayer. Just say here. Bowman, Broadwater, Burris, Carty, Chandler, Devlin, Donald, Fetters, Gordon, Hudson, Johnson, Leduc, Link, Little, Malcolm, McGregor, Murray, Nixon, Pendergrass. Okay, well, he's a loser. Tell him to check the video. Is he all right? He's not bad off, is he?
No.
Okay. He's just having plastic surgery. Okay. Rapp, Richardson, Simpson, Taylor, Williamson, Wright, and Worst. Okay, does anybody have any questions? You all, let me go ahead and turn off the Skype because I need to load that. Does anybody have any questions?